So I'm going to share with you some ideas that's going to help you make you feel stronger and capable of changing the way you think. Hey everyone, it's Mark, and today I've got a question for you. Do you realise what you're capable of in life? Do you realise what you can achieve? For me, those are two positive questions. Let's start that again and let's do the whole intro again from a negative question. Hey everyone, it's Mark. I've got a question for you. What is preventing you from succeeding? What is causing you turmoil? Now, the reason why those are negative questions is because you're going to give me a negative answer. If I ask you the first questions in the first intro, those questions are going to lead you to a positive answer, not a negative answer. So let's have a quick look at the things that are probably making you not believe in yourself and limiting your beliefs. You're going to have questions like, what about my doubts? What about my fears? Well, those fears and doubts aren't going to go away. The question you should be asking yourself is, are those fears and doubts going to win the day, or are you going to win the day? And if you was asking me those questions face to face, I would be turning that around and asking you about your importance. What about your importance? What about your distinction? What about your capability to succeed? So when you connect with your strengths and your powers, your insecurities will become irrelevant. So if you think about it from a psychological point of view and the scientific data that's come out around how we look at things and how we approach life, a lot of it has changed in the last few years. A lot of it's changed in the last decade. People now in academic situations are looking for positive things. In psychology, you're looking for a positive outcome rather than looking at a negative outcome. And this has got to help in terms of people's insecurities and the way they look at life. And when you view social media or you watch mainstream TV and you watch mainstream news, there's so much negativity going on in the world that it's going to infect your brain and infect the way you're thinking. You've got to find a way of getting yourself in a more positive state of mind and accepting that the world is what it is, but the world isn't going to change, but you can. So you'll see a lot online at the moment and a lot in the media about mental health problems and mental health issues, and it's what we focus on a lot at the moment in terms of, especially with the pandemic that's happened in the last year, the negative aspects in life. We've got to find a way, and you've got to find a way of focusing more on the positive aspects and what's positive about the life that you lead and what's positive about the life that you want to lead. You know, your strengths and your capacities. I can do. We need an I can do attitude in everything we do. And it's all well and good me sitting here and saying to you, find that belief, do that belief, believe in yourself. You know, you can have people talk to you and you can have people help you. There are situations where you can chat with people, but you've got to be careful of the questions those people are asking you. If those people are asking you the questions like I showed you at the beginning, that leads you to a negative answer, a negative sounding answer, is that right for you? So basically, you've got to work out what type of people you want to speak to and how you want that to come across. And, you know, we're not tricking our minds. We are thinking differently. We are thinking positively, and we are looking for positive answers in everything we look for. Basically, like I said at the start, are the thoughts and the negative vibes and the negative beliefs going to win the day each day? Or are you going to get on top of that? And are you going to work out what's good about you and what's better about you? Hey, we've all got these situations that we think, I want to lose some weight, I want to start eating better, I want to stop smoking, I don't want to drink as less, I want to do more exercise. But do we ever say to ourselves, I'm going to lose some weight, I'm going to start eating less, I'm going to do more exercise, I'm going to drink less? Those are the positive thoughts, not I want to, I'm going to. So in terms of work and in terms of your profession, you start thinking to yourself, you look at a lot of tables when you're at work and look at a lot of situations are, what are our strengths and what are our weaknesses? Your managers will look at that all the time. Strengths versus weaknesses. Whereas actually, would we not be better implying our strengths into that and thinking to ourselves, can we build on our strengths? Can we make our strengths better? Which will then shove our weaknesses further and further away. So you need to be aligning yourself with your passions and your strengths and your virtues and working on those situations rather than doing a strong versus weak, your strengths versus your weakness. Just align your passions and align your strengths with your virtues and build on that and become that better person and be more positive about the outcomes and your capacity to succeed in everything you do. So how often in the last 12 months have we heard everything about the problems in the world and the tragedies that are happening and all what's gone before us in 2020? Right now in 2021, we should be really, really concentrating on the positive aspect of what's to come for us all. You know, I'm not going to go through the COVID thing and the pandemic. We all know the positive situations, but from a mainstream media's point of view, you put that TV on, you put the media on, or you put the internet on, and you see all the negative stuff. Everything is negative all the time. In this country, you put the internet on or you put your TV on and they're talking about the vaccines that aren't working, the problems they've got with the vaccines that aren't working. Don't need to talk like that. We need to talk about the vaccines that are working and the positiveness that's coming out of those vaccines that are working. The ones that aren't working. The people in government, the scientists, deal with it. We don't need to know about it. We need to know about the positive side of it, the positive situations that these vaccines are giving us in this situation. So you get all these people after watching the media and looking at the internet with all these ideas of the limiting beliefs and the fact that they don't believe they can do this and they don't believe they can do that, and it's sabotaging my life. It's not. It's about your focus. Your focus is on your problems. You need to realign your focus with your positiveness and what you can do and what you are good at and what you are capable of. So I'm going to share with you some ideas that's going to help you make you feel stronger and capable of changing the way you think. So think about this. Think about RWID, relative weight of importance and direction. So you've got somebody who's thinking, I'm not good enough, I can't do this and I can't do that. So let's put that in that hand. I can't do, as opposed to I can do in this hand. This hand is always higher because the relative weight of direction is in this hand all the time. So you need to learn to shift this weight into this hand. So your relative weight of important direction needs to go into more positive thoughts. I can do rather than I can't do. The situation where we think we argue with ourselves. So if you're having the thoughts here and you know that these are your insecurities, you're aware that these are your insecurities. So if you're aware that these are insecurities, you're also aware of your competences and strengths. So therefore you need to start thinking the shift of change and the weight of change into the competences and your strengths rather than your insecurities. I hope that makes sense. So basically, if you're thinking to yourself, there's a part of you inside that thinks, I'm just that little mouse and I can't do anything. There's also a part inside of you that thinks, I'm a lion and I can do anything I want to. Your mind is telling you, and the weight of your mind is telling you on those side with the limiting situation rather than the strength side, which you need to be focusing on, and you need to be shifting the weight into that hand onto the positive, I can do this. So think about the duration that you're giving these thoughts, the duration that you're giving your thoughts of your weaknesses and your incompetencies over the duration that you're giving the thoughts of your strengths and your power and your capacity. The duration is holding you back. The duration of time you're thinking about these things that you can't do is holding you back. So I know that particularly sounds a lot like it's easier said than done, and it's how you think about life and how you think about what you can do and what you can achieve. But some way along the line, we've got to find a way from shifting your weight of your belief from the negative side of things into the positive side of life. You're not a mouse, you're a lion. There's something inside you that knows you can do this. I'm trying to help you get it out, but I'm not here to get it out for you. You've got to find that yourself. Listen, you're always going to have your insecurities. Always. I know that's not very motivating or inspiring, but you are always going to have. I've seen so many sports people and so many people in life that I know that have a lot of positiveness about them, and they know inside them how good they are at something, but they also have their fears and their insecurities. But of course, those insecurities are part of human nature. It makes us humble. It makes us check ourselves. It makes us it keeps us in line with who we are, can achieve, and what we are focusing on. It makes us believe, yes, we can do it, but also our insecurities make us think to ourselves, but could I be better? And am I going to achieve that today? So if you look at superstars, if you look at superstar sports people, There's no way they wake up in the morning knowing they're going to win the tournament, because they don't know they're going to win the tournament. So they will have those insecurities about winning that tournament, but they will also have the belief that they are the lion and they will win that tournament. But the insecurities will keep them humble. So it's like training your brain and telling yourself, are you an optimist or are you a pessimist? Optimists and pessimists are obviously opposites. An optimist will say, I can do this and we will change that. A pessimist will look at something and say, whoa, that's just the way it is and we can't do anything about it, we can't change it, it will always be like that. But an optimist will look at it and go, yeah, I can sort that and we can change it, no problem, because they believe they can do it. So an optimist, therefore, will believe he or she can change the world. A pessimist will say, no chance, I can't do anything about this. And that is where your beliefs come in. And it's not about what you can do and what you can't do, it's about what you believe. It's about shifting that weight from the fact that you can't do it or you think you can't do this to I can do this. Are you a mouse or are you the lion? So I'm not saying we can all go around being happy-go-lucky and smile all day, every day. I get told by my wife so often that I don't smile enough. Maybe I should smile more on camera. That might get a few more subs and likes. So you need to shift your focus and think about your greatness and your capacity. So instead of thinking, so I'm not talking about ego, and don't think to yourself you're better than everybody else. I'm thinking, can you find your inner greatness and your inner area that says to you, when you were made and when you became that person you are now, what is the single most part of you that is great at what you can achieve? There's obviously limits where we can go. I couldn't go into a 100 meters race and beat 10 other people who are faster than me. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, can you be the best person you can possibly be at what you're trying to achieve? Rather than thinking, I can't do this. So if I was in a 100 meters race and I had 10 other people to beat, my first thought could possibly be my insecurities of, I'm not going to win this race. However, I could then change that and think, actually, I have two legs and I have two legs that work, and my greatest achievement in this moment is to finish this race as fast as I possibly can. Doesn't mean say I'm going to beat the other people. They're all faster than me. I can't do anything about that. That situation isn't going away. And that's what I spoke about at the beginning. Think about shifting your focus to what you can achieve. So what if you was to focus your attention when you wake up tomorrow morning, or you can start now if you wanted to, but you can wake up tomorrow morning and focus on being alive and being healthy. And you're focusing your attention, your dominant area, into being alive and being happy about being alive and being happy about what you've got in your life, rather than thinking to yourself, oh, I'm so tired, I'm so worn out, I can't do this, I can't do that. Again, it's about the focusing on the negative thoughts and focusing and just telling yourself, tomorrow morning, when I wake up, I'm going to feel alive, I'm going to go for it. Now, we haven't all got the same energy, but we can find the energy we've got. No one's going to make you happy. You're not going to wake up in the morning and someone's going to make you happy. You've got to feel that yourself. You've got to say, for no other reason, tomorrow morning, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to feel alive and I'm going to feel that this is the best day of the year, the best day of the week. And if you can sustain that for the whole day, or if you can sustain that for as long as you possibly can, and as soon as you start thinking of negative thoughts, and as soon as your weight of thoughts seems to be going to the negative side, just tell yourself, no, it's not happening. I'm going to think about the positive side. I'm going to think about the greatness in me. I'm going to think about how alive I am and how I'm breathing and I'm here and I'm enjoying life. And I'm thinking about the positiveness that's coming for the rest of the year and the rest of this week or the rest of the day. Small steps, the way you can think positively for the rest of that day. Chances are you might wake up the next day and do the same thing because you felt good about it. Focus on the positives. So to conclude, what's going to win the day tomorrow when you wake up? What's going to win the day for the rest of the day today? Your weaknesses and your limiting beliefs, or your strengths, which are your greatness and the fact that you're alive and you're here and you're able to do something about this and you're able to shift that weight to where you would rather have it be. And to tell yourself tomorrow morning when you wake up what a great person you are and what a great day it is to be alive and what a magnificent person you are to be in the world and what you can offer the world. Guys, I'll see you next time.